and welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. We are brought to you by Lions Nation Unite, man. And man, what a show for you today. We got who the Lions should bring back. We got those pending free agents. Is a boatload of them jokers on that list. And then we're gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers said, I don't care what we did, I'm gonna play anyway on Detroit on Sunday. And my man, Coach Mike says, man, what is the future of the quarterback position in the D? But before we get to all that noise, I got to bring in the crew. First up, y'all know him, man. He sleeps on an iceberg. My man, LL Cool. Told us something I do.
What's up, Prowl Nation, and good morning.
All right, y'all know who it is. He is the defensive line coach extraordinaire, the big-time player from Jackson, Michigan. My man, who?
Coach Jones. Who is Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let go.
Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back, Lions fans. And my man, Curt, got some extra news for y'all, man. Tell them what it is, Curt.
All right, so we're going to talk about these pending free agents. Brad Holmes and his front office crew, in concert with Dan Campbell, signed a ton of players to one-year proven deals this past offseason. They also brought up some players during the season because, we had a ton of injuries. So they had to backfill players on the IR. While every player didn't pan out, some players made their cases to be brought back for another year or beyond. Now, we already have some players on the roster in the final year of their contract and say, hey, man, I deserve to come back too. Now, let's take a quick look at the pending free agents for the Detroit Lions coming up real quick at the end of the season, and we'll tell you who we think they should bring back for next year. First up, we got we're gonna go through the whole list, but y'all can see the first one's up on the screen. Jalen Reeves-Maybin kind of stands out. You got Charles Harris, Josh Reynolds on this list on the first page. Man, it's a ton of guys on here. Tracy Walker, Josh Woods kind of made a name for himself. Next on the next list, we got a bunch of people. Really, Jack Fox really stands out on this list, along with the new kicker Riley Patterson. Maybe Brock Wright as well. He's proven himself to be a commodity at tight end when he can stay off that COVID-19 list. And if you look at this last page right here, there is not a lot of players that's standing out. CJ Moore has contributed, but he's more of a special teams player. Geronimo Allison hasn't panned out in the D. Looking at these players, man, it is a laundry list of guys on these one-year prove-it deals. For me, the players who have stood out, in my opinion, you got Jalen Reeves-Maybin. He was in the final year contract. He signed a one-year deal to re-sign with the Detroit Lions. That guy has proven himself. I think that was, what do you say, Coach Mike? The blessing in disguise with Anzalone going out. He's actually proven to be a better commodity, in my opinion, than Alex Anzalone. He reads the defenses faster, and he can cover. Anzalone, yeah, you brought it over that the New Orleans Saints kind of, mentality to that defense, but you ain't working out, brother. So I'll let you. The other players, Charles Harris has proved why he was a first-round pick by the Miami Dolphins a few years ago. He has had a resurgence in the Motor City. That dude is doing his thing. Jack Fox, the second best quarterback, or maybe the first best quarterback we have on the team. We got a strong arm, but we talking about that foot, man. He got a strong leg, man, and that dude does a great job punting the ball, one of the tops in the NFL. And I would say Riley Patterson, that kid, he's only missed one field goal all year long, and he's made his case to be the Lions' long-term kicker. I'm going to say it like it is. That guy is doing his thing. And those are the guys that just kind of stand out to me. Now, that's a few other players that I think should be brought back, but those are my firm four guys. I said, hey, the Lions should go ahead and bring those guys back. Who do you think off of these lists the Lions should bring back? We'll go to you, Coach Mike, first.
Yeah. First, Charles Harris got to be back. His motivation, his motor is a must keep. Josh Reynolds, because Josh Reynolds is the evolution of Jared Goff. Josh Reynolds made Jared Goff settle down, get comfortable, start trusting his receivers. He done found a mind right now, so that makes him a lot better. Josh Woods, I believe Josh Woods has shown signs that he can be, a rotational piece, man. And we all know you got to keep rotational pieces. You can't be like, oh, he's not a starter, so get rid of him. You got to keep rotational pieces. You got to have depth on your roster. And Matt Nelson. Matt Nelson has become a very valuable piece in the Lions' run game. Even though he has played as a backup, he's come in and served as a up back or a tight end or just, an unbalanced line. And he's proven, his worth in Detroit. A guy that's on the line for me is Tracy Walker. Because Tracy Walker, it's like, man, I don't know, man. It just depends on how much money he's looking for, man. We don't want to break the bank for Tracy Walker because we could easily go draft somebody. Brad Holmes is the draft. He's the evil mad scientist when it comes to the draft. But it's Tracy Walker is a big outlier of the whole thing, man. It's like, how much money does Tracy Walker think he's worth, and how much will he ask for is the big question. But I don't know, man. Let's go down to Dr. Evil over there holding that cat, man. What's up, LL?
$1 million.
Well, I'm glad you brought him up. Though, just to add, so I won't have double up any of the names. The one that I would have said was Tracy Walker. I think that with coaching and everything, I think he's shown that he should stick around. He's been a little nicked up this year, but who hasn't? But everything that you said is absolutely true. It kind of all depends on exactly what he'll ask for. As long as I don't think he's, I don't know what he'll demand, so I shouldn't say what I think he'll demand. But I think he'll be around on a good enough deal for the both of us. I think they'll be able to find a good deal for him and a good deal for us over the next 2 or 3 years or something like that. Just because of what you just said is very, very true. We may be able to find somebody and develop them into another Tracy Walker or a better Tracy Walker. But just out of those names, and the one that I would want to come back is Tracy Walker.
Okay. Now, I had to ask y'all real quick before we move on. Is there anybody on this list that you absolutely said, hell no, I ain't going to bring that guy back?
He's not on the list, but yeah, you already know who I'm going to say. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Now, we'll talk about the quarterback position later. All right, Mike, anybody you on the list you said absolutely, positively should never put on a Detroit Lions uniform again after the season?
Yeah, besides Khalif Raymond and Jack Fox, everybody else on that list that I didn't name.
That you did?
Yeah.
I got to stress the importance of Jack Fox and Riley Patterson as well.
Right, Riley Patterson too. Yeah, besides the kickers and Khalif Raymond, everybody else go, man.
I believe in one of the comments somebody said Riley Patterson could probably be our kicker for the next 15 years, and I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I think that he's one of those guys that he could be a long-term addition for the Lions in the kicking game. For me, the guy that I would say that I would not really want back on this Lions roster, just like hands down, like you can kick rocks. It probably right now would be Nick Williams. Nick Williams has not proven his worth in Detroit. He's been not saying that he's an overpriced free agent, but he's been here for a while, and it's just time for you to, time for the pot raise. You know what I'm saying? Like the song says, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, but we'll see you later, brother. All right. If you like the content, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're in that March the 4th. Get on the bus, Gus. Get on the train, Wayne. Get on this ride, Clyde. And you know what it costs you. It's free. It's free. If you need more free, it's free 99 and 50 free cent. Boy, that's all the free you need to subscribe and be a part of the Prowl Nation family. Family discussion topic for today is, who do you think the Lions should bring back from their pending free agents. You can drop us a comment down below. And you know how we get down right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. We'll pick 6 of those things and read them on the next show. So drop us a comment about who you think the Lions should bring back, or just a comment about the show in general. But now it is time to bring him in for the topic for today. Man, you hear the lady screaming his name. L. My man, L Cool Toys. What you got, my dude?
Well, thank you for that intro, Curt, on this taco/2-piece Tuesday. Seen some articles and some chatter about Aaron Rodgers saying that they're going to play this week against the Lions. I get into my thoughts on why just a little bit later, but I did find an article over there at PrideOfDetroit.com. I'm just going to read a little bit of it. They gave a quote from Aaron Rodgers this past weekend, and it says, "There was definitely a time a few weeks ago when we started to project and think we could get the number 1 seed. It could be 2+ weeks of rest, but I'm going to play next week and expect Devontae Adams to play and our guys to play. So we're looking forward to finishing up the season on a high note and then getting the bye." So there's one little piece of the article that was just a quote from Aaron Rodgers, but and another, just a part of a paragraph says, "If the Packers were to sit Rodgers and other starters, the players will have until January 22nd or January 23rd to rest up when the divisional round starts. That will also reduce chances of injury, but it could lead to some rest. As of Sunday night, Rodgers told reporters they're planning on finishing out strong." So I guess the initial thought is yeah, they kind of want to go into the playoffs rolling. They don't want to have any kinks or anything like that, or gain any rest over time. But I honestly think that this is his last game in the NFC North, as in, being in the NFC North. I think that him and Devontae Adams probably going to leave, and that's probably why they're playing. They want to try to stick a knife in our side one last time before they leave out the door, which is fine, because we're going to step on Aaron Rodgers and we're going to beat them Packers, FTP all day. So what do you guys think about that, if you want to give it real quick?
I just think that's I think it's maybe a little bit of lip service, but I think that depends on what the coaching staff has to say. Will the coaching staff agree? Because the coaching staff can say, "I don't care what you think. You're sitting down, and we're going to rest it." Because you got to look at it. Aaron Rodgers had to injure toe all season long. Why sit now? Why play now if you can sit and get rest? You're the franchise quarterback on a number 1 team in the NFC. Why risk injury going out there and playing with that injured toe? That's just my thing. I think that Matt LaFleur and those guys will make a smart decision for whoever is going to play on Sunday.
Yeah,
true. But my only question to that would be, did they kind of get that up with Aaron Rodgers coming back? They made all kind of concessions for him to come back when he did. So can they say that you won't play, or does he get to call that shot?
That's the coaching staff. That's the front office and the coaching staff that they rule out.
I'm not so
sure.
Rodgers.
Hey, if he on his way out, we gotta preserve our Super Bowl, buddy.
Yeah, that's, to me, you gotta what's that? Sometimes you gotta think smarter and not work harder, and I think that's why risk an injury or something like that. So one of your star players heading into a Super Bowl run, we have 2 weeks to heal them, but you can have a season-ending injury just stepping off the bus. So,
right.
I'm just saying.
No, I of course I understand that, but if they want to play, I think Aaron Rodgers is calling that shot, is what I'm saying. At least on his part.
I feel you on that. Yeah. Hey, if you want to check out more of the crew, go over to Lions Nation Unite. You got a ton of content over there. All of your favorite Lions content creators are over there on that app. So you can watch our content right there in the app. We post a link to it every day. You ain't got to leave the app to watch it. You can watch it right there. You know what I call it. It's the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. And shout out to Michael Banks, who posted getting surprised by Megatron the other day in the app, man. He was nominated again for the Hall of Fans. He's been nominated once before, but he didn't get in. But I think he may get in this time, man. He's a cool dude to hang out with, man. So go over there and check it out on Lions Nation Unite, man. That's a great thing. And again, congratulations to Michael Banks on his his nomination for the Ford Hall of Fans, and I say it like, saying this phrase, he explained it to me because he used to irk me for a while, but hey man, go over there and boot up, my dude. All right, my man, now it's time for the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. One Hitter Quitter himself, the rap battle master from Jackson, Michigan. Who?
Coach Jones. And this comes to a surprise to nobody. It's the end of the season, and here we go with the talks, right? So there were 2 articles posted by Brad Behrman on the Sidelines Report, and they starting that Jared Goff trade talk, man. And so the first article was about a possible, I know LL was about a possible Tua. Was about a possible Tua trade, which is not likely. No team's gonna give up their rookie draft pick who's has 7 straight wins, and you ain't got to pay rookies that much, and he's got 2 years left on his deal. So I took that with a grain of salt and just rolled with it. But another article was actually posted, and it was talking about the cap breakdown and the potentials of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell saying, you know what, forget that, man. We can dead that money. But as Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have both stood out and said we believe in Jared Goff, it makes it not likely to happen in the offseason. But as the talk goes, they were talking about the Lions possibly saving $650,000, which is not really a lot of money when it comes to the point that they're losing $30.5 million before a June 1 cut, and then $20.5 million after the June 1st cut. So it's not likely, but we don't know where Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are mentally. I know a lot of us fans may be like, oh, we don't need a quarterback. We don't do it. And you know what? We don't need a quarterback. But, hey, Braylon Edwards on Woodward Sports was saying, hey, the Lions got the draft capital to get that pass rusher early in the first round and then go back up and grab Kenny Pickett in a trade. So, that – what I'm saying? No, all those things are on the table. When you got 10 draft picks, anything's possible. Anything's possible. So, I just want to get that rumor going, get it started. We heading into the off season. It's time to get that QB transition going on, man. But hey, if you like this content, hey, click that like button. Click that subscribe button. I like that content.
Button. I like the content talking about trading Jared Goff.
Oh man. LL, come on, man. Click that share button. Help LL to get Jared Goff up out of here, man. What you got, Kurt?
Yes.
All right, man. Y'all are killing me with the Jared Goff thing. Hey, now it's time for us to do what? Zip our lip and talk about what you guys had to say about yesterday's show. It's time for the comment cards, baby. All right, first up, we got friend of the show and gold member extraordinaire, Turner C. Burley. The future looks hopeful when you consider what we have done with this roster. It's safe to say we are going to be a force with a big upgrade, and 10 Brad Holmes equal John Dorsey picks should do it. Yeah, thanks for that comment, man.
Ted Cheney says, absolutely, positively, the future is bright. Phase 1, we have watched the youth movement compete this year. I believe in Brad and Dan to evaluate and retain stellar performers while acquiring better talent through future drafts. On to phase 2, competitive. Teams fight to be relevant in December 2022. Phase 3, contend NFC North champions in 2023. I like it, Ted. I like it.
Yeah. Lyle Shaw says, offense has to give the defense a rest. I know he was talking about that slug fest. No, I'm saying that dog walk on Sunday. Yeah, man, they do for real.
Now I picked this comment to read myself because I have my own comments to say to this. Not Dr. Detroit. Hey man, I appreciate you, brother. But friend of the show always got his great opinions. He says, can you do me a favor? Stop making Ross sound like to be the next Calvin Johnson. I don't think any of us on this show has done that.
Yeah.
He is a number 2 or 3 receiver. Yes, I know Kupp is a 3 who actually sees the ball more than the number 1. Amara is just another piece we need, not the answer to our problems. I don't think anyone on this panel ever said that. Did you guys say that? I don't think I said that. He said, please stop trying to make him into the next Calvin Johnson. I don't think anybody on this panel did that as well. We need 2 more like him before we are taking seriously anybody in the league. Also, 3 to 5 players on defense. Okay. This is where we overhype our players, and next season we expect them to be twice as dominant. When the fact Amon-Ra is the only option to throw to, this is the same old freaking Lions behavior. We need players on this team. He's just another piece. Thank you for the request. Now, here is my comments to this comment. All we did was report the facts. We report the news. Everything he's done and everything we report is only what we're reporting he's doing on the field. He's breaking those records. Everything that we report is what he's done. I'm not saying he's the next Calvin Johnson. We have never even compared him to Calvin Johnson. Maybe a Hines Ward or even Antoine Randall L type of player. Where
I've heard Anquan Bolden.
Even like I've never compared him to a Calvin Johnson. And you don't have to be an X or a Y receiver to be the number 1 option, right? Cooper Kupp, do whatever you say. He is the number 1 receiver in LA. He is the wide receiver 1
in the NFL,
and he's played slot. He's revolutionizing the position where you don't have to be an X or a Y receiver or a Z receiver to be considered the one receiver 1. He's the top option for the Rams. That is just the way the game's going. You look out there in San Francisco. Who's their number 1 guy? Deebo Samuel. He plays a lot of slot. That's how the Lions are actually using Amon-Ra St. Brown, handing the ball off to him, putting him in the backfield. And if you look at how offenses are evolving, you need a multifaceted player. That's what Amon-Ra St. Brown is. He's not a Calvin Johnson. He's not a guy you're going to throw the ball up to in a crowd. He's going to go get it. That's not what his thing is. He's not a 50-50 ball guy. He's a guy that you find open in the slot. You find him open in space. The guy is a precise route runner. He has great hands, and he knows how to get himself open on the field. That's who he is. That's what he brings to the team, and that's what his level of success has been. I'm sorry I'm going on a long rant, but
no,
man, you asked for it, so I'm giving it to you what you asked for. We've never compared him to Calvin Johnson. We never say he was the quote unquote, answer at wide receiver in Detroit, but all we doing is reporting what he has done and what his future is in Detroit. And I think it's going to be pretty bright because he can be that Golden Tate that we haven't had in a while here in Detroit. Yeah. He can be the Cooper Kupp type player that we want in Detroit. He could be a Deebo Samuel type player in Detroit, or he can just be the best version of Amon-Ra St. Brown that he can be. And that's all we asking for him in the Motor City. No one here has ever compared him to Calvin Johnson. All right, I'm get off of that. My man LL, what you got?
Well, we got one from and thank you for that, Dr. Detroit. Thank you for that, Kurt, as well. But we have one from a familiar name here. We got Coach Mike Jones left a comment yesterday. He says, "What up, Proud Nation?" Or Pride Nation. I messed that up. How did I mess that up? But what up, Pride Nation? Says Coach Mike Jones. And we all say, "What up, dope back?"
Yeah, thanks, man. John Kapler, a friend of the show, he said, "First time watching in a long time. Rest in peace, Jimmy B." And he's talking about Jim Bordeaux, man. And rest in peace, Jim. And hey, man, come back, John, man. Come back and join us, man. Watch a few more shows, and we miss you, buddy.
Yeah, man. We miss and feel Jim every time we record a show, man. I know we feel him every time. He's always here with us, watching down on us and telling us, giving us a boost and telling us what we're doing right and tell us what we're doing wrong too. But that's just how Jim was, man. And like I tell him all the time at the end of the show, we love you, Jim. And thanks for coming back and hanging out with us, John Kapler.
Yeah. Thanks for returning. Thanks for coming back, John. And I hope to see you around a lot more. Thank you guys for leaving those comments. Of course, throughout the show, leave those comments. We'll pick 6 of them to have on the next show, and we'll read them just like we just did. But going from there over to everybody's favorite segment, and that is the Dessert with your man Curt.
All right, Dessert with your man Curt is brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. The football special is still going on. You get 4 logos and 4 helmets, along with 4 footballs of your favorite team for $35. The link is in the description. Go over to Delightful Bites on Facebook, or you can get some mouth-watering, tantalizing pictures over there on Instagram or TikTok. So go over and check it out. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. Now today is going to be one of those desserts with your man Curt. That's that sugar-free cookie. Or one of those healthy green smoothies, because every time it ain't gonna be a healthy choice on dessert. It's gonna be a healthy dessert today instead of a sugary sweet mess. All right, yesterday Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell was placed on the reserve COVID list. So not only did we lose one starting tackle to the COVID list, we lost both of our starting tackles to the COVID list. Whew. But hopefully with the 2 testing protocols, we can get them back on Saturday. On Saturday in time for the game on Sunday. We also lost edge rusher Austin Bryant to the COVID-19 reserve list as well. Now, here is the bright spot. We did get back Josh Reynolds, Big V, tight end Brock Wright, and Michael Brockers returned from the COVID list. So you'll see them on the practice field tomorrow on Wednesday. But man, this COVID list, this COVID carousel that's going on in Detroit, it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. But it's not just in Detroit; it's across the league with that new Omicron variant. It's highly contagious. And with that being said, I want to wish a speedy recovery to my daughter Sharice, who found out recently that she was COVID positive. She was vaccinated. She is vaccinated as well, but she's battling the thing out right now, and hopefully she'll be feeling better in the next couple of days. But that is Dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. All right, now it's time to do what? It is time to take that slow stroll. We gonna do that thing like the players do, baby, over to the Wall of Fame. First up, we got Bubba Bo is in the building. Briar Stover, my man, the Flintstone, Jimbo G, and Justin, my favorite beer or cerveza at 10K, along with Smoking Jeremy B, is on the bronze member Wall of Fame. For the silver members, we got Jason Portis, John Martin, Shannon Peck, and Gold Lions. Over in our gold members, we got Turner C. Burley, who left a great comment earlier, Bob Korowski, Mr. Reliable himself, Michael Huck, Just in the D, who just renewed, North End Ken, and the Doctor. Because it's all love, the Doctor, he is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button down in the description. All right, now it's time to go to final thoughts for today's show. Y'all know who it is. The ladies' pet, the men's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. LL Cool Torrance, what's up, my dude? What's your final thoughts for today's show?
Well, final thoughts on this Tuesday. Of course, be kind. You never know what anybody else is going through. But this is a big week with Penei and Taylor or without them. Let's go ahead and lead the charge to beat them Packers, man. They just want to come in there. They feel like we just gonna be used to keep they momentum rolling and not do nothing else. So let's show them that this is a bad idea for them to play on Sunday.
All right, and this is happy Tuesday to everybody. It's my first day back at work after a 4-day weekend.
Lucky you.
So I just want to say that hey, in Brad we trust. I know everybody got their scenarios out there. Everybody kind of got this. The Lions need that. The Lions don't need this. The Lions don't need that. Hey, and Brad, we trust, because I trust that guy because he is a college scout extraordinaire. That's my final thoughts for today.
All right, hey, my final thoughts for today's show is, of course, we're gonna have a lot of pending free agents. We have a ton of them. You saw the list, man. It's ridiculously long, but I trust those guys to go ahead, like what Coach Mike said, to make the right decision. I think some of those guys have really earned that spot to come back, and be re-signed at least through the 2022 season. It's not going to be fixed in a day, people. Next year is going to be it's going to be better than this year. And then we're going to build upon that. We're going to replace some talent with some younger talent, play some of these guys with some younger talent. The guys that, have to be gone, but the guys that are proving themselves to be worthy, they will stick around in Detroit. No ifs, ands, or buts about that, because those position coaches are going to fight for those guys. And one person I forgot to mention that was on the COVID-19 list last week, who maybe was the reason why the secondary struggled so mightily last week, is Aubrey Pleasant was on that COVID list. He did not coach in Seattle. So he wasn't able to go out there and make adjustments and coach those guys up like he usually does when they, he brings them in and pulls them in. So that's one thing I forgot to mention. He is also on the COVID list. So speedy recovery to Aubrey Pleasant, the Flintstone himself. But it is Tuesday, like my man always says. It's two-piece Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Whatever you enjoying for lunch. You got the crumbs off your face. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you do in life, you know what you got to do for me. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. We love you, Jim.